Hello. Today, we are going to continue with our quests throughout the Coldharbour, just as I announced yesterday. And just as I said yesterday, I didn't talk to Groundskeeper or King Diner here, because I wanted to have the events that are going to be occurring fresh. So, let's get to it.
It is good to be back in this ancient city. I need to assess our strengths and weaknesses, determine how best to make our assault against Molag Bal. If we strike before we build up a sufficient force, however, I fear we shall lose this war.
What do you suggest?
The soldiers, the ones who call themselves the Fighters Guild. They seem strong and capable, at least at first glance. I shall speak to their leader at once.
I'm not sure who's in charge of this force.
No leader? Well, that is an unacceptable situation. I shall take command of this fighter guild force. It is the only logical solution. Talk to those within this building. After I consult with the groundskeeper, I shall join you inside.
The pieces begin to fall into place. With the king's aid, we shall assemble a force worthy of Meridia's blessing.
I have a feeling that this one is actually Meridia, or at least possessed by her. When did these people arrive?
Small groups have trickled in since your departure. The warriors inside seem to be under the protection of the Knight Darien, an exceptional fellow. Brave to a fault, and devoted to lost causes. Cadwell found them in the wilds.
Yeah, I thought I saw Cadwell yesterday. Oh, you're not giving me a quest, okay. Look at them.
Smashing! So glad you could join us. Welcome to the Fighters Guild, which is rather a mundane name, isn't it? Though it is precise. They fight things and they're in a guild. Works rather well, actually, come to think of it.
You found the Fighters Guild members?
Actually, it was Honor who found them. Have you met? We've been together forever. He knows Coldharbour almost as well as I do.
Your pet found them.
Pish tosh, Honor isn't a pet. He's my faithful steed. He does mistake the odd wood elf for a tasty treat, but they've been known to do that themselves, haven't they?
Alright, of course he's riding a dragon. I think there is a whole Cadwell segment in the Elsewhere expansion. But there is one interesting thing. The Cadwell is actually voiced by John Cleese, who is very well known from Monty Python series, by the way. So it is really, I don't know how they managed to pull it off, because having a voice actor like that in a game, it's
Your
really
nagging
prestigious.
is becoming more annoying than my persistent rash. We finally have a secure base. To go back outside without a plan is even too foolhardy for me.
You want us to hide behind these walls? To leave our comrades to die while you sip wine and lounge about? You have no honor, knight.
Don't lecture me about honor, elf. You have no idea what I've seen or what I've gone through.
Okay.
My apologies for that display. The whole rash comment. Just a figure of speech, of course. So, I suppose you know more about this place than any of us. Like where I can get a decent drink?
See, it is Safe Haven, a place where we can regroup and organize.
A safe haven, eh? I didn't really expect to see cheerful flowers and clear water anywhere in this dark realm. I assumed we were walking into untimely and painful deaths. Glad to see I was wrong this one time.
Who's leading this group?
That's a good question. I heard that Captain Alfari was killed shortly after we were scattered. I was hoping to find another officer here, but no such luck.
I rescued an elite king. He wants to help assemble our forces.
An alien? I thought they were all, you know, dead. Of course, this is a Daedric prince's plane. I really need to stop being surprised by such revelations. I have a feeling that won't be the strangest thing I find out before this is all over.
Attend me, soldiers. We have a war to win, and
Okay.
time grows short.
What in Ariel's name is this? Who are you?
So that's the last alien, huh? I thought he'd be more dusty. Isn't that what happens when elves get really, really old?
Shut it, you fop.
Who's in charge of this group? Step forward and address me. Then allow me to rectify that. I shall lead you. We shall recover your comrades and complete your mission. If that does not work for you, your services are no longer needed.
I don't know who you are, but you aren't Fighters Guild. You have no authority over us.
Do you challenge me, then? Do you want me to kill you to prove my combat prowess to your companions?
I wouldn't necessarily mind seeing that. He is kind of annoying.
How can you expect us to lay down our lives for someone we never met? Trust is earned on the battlefield.
If you want to survive, if you want to win this, you must trust me. Allow me to explain why you need my leadership. We shall work this out. I understand your reservations, but with my leadership, the Fighters Guild will help us win this war.
Okay, so that's one thing. Now we need to rescue Vanus Galerion, which is the leader of the Mages Guild, and restore the Hollow City. So restoring the city equals restoring both guilds, I guess. Lore book, sweet. Seems like we're done here. And while I am letting them to talk things
The
through,
pieces begin to fall in.
I should go rescue Vanus. So they did say in the quest journal that King is somewhere on the west and Vanus is somewhere on the east. Now I cannot go directly east from the city, which leaves us with only one option. That's going to be north, then east. I hope we will get somewhere. Okay. So that's precisely what we're going to do. I did originally wanted to buy a house for myself in here and make it my primary residence, but I cannot go. Okay, that's weird. Now if I cannot go through here, then where am I going to go then? So anyway, as I was saying, I wanted to buy a house here in the city because I thought that, like, it would be cool, you know, living in Coldharbour and all that. Then I realized the house they are selling is not actually a house, it's just a huge plot of land. Nothing in it. So it's just like great if you want to build a quote-unquote guild house shenanigans. You know, place a lot of crafting stations in there and that's about it. But it never actually helps you with like having a house or anything like that. So I stick to my house that I have in. Oh, okay. Well, I didn't plan this, but cool. I actually finished this area already. I don't know if I can get out of here. Maybe more to the north. That would be sweet. You can actually see that this place is quite lively. I mean, there is one player, there is another player killing monsters. That's a lot of people. Liar's Passage. Let's see where this leads to. They are absolutely melting. Like, if you wanna have a strong character in this game, there are a couple of things that you need to understand. First, how stamina, magicka, and health works, and that both weapons and spells have their respective damage scaled by the stat they are corresponding to. Usually, the spells that you learn from your class are usually magicka based, but not always. The spells you learn from weapons, however, are always scaled by the stat that you are increasing, meaning that the stamina is used for your daggers and great swords and bows, while magicka is used for your staffs. Now, of course, the class-based spells can also be morphed or sometimes have directly something else. In terms of some classes, you have certain morphs that will scale later into stamina, and some spells, especially in newer classes like in Arcanist for example, are what we call adaptive damage, meaning they will scale with the stats that you have the most. So naturally this translates into you choose if you want to be more quote-unquote mage-like or more fighter-like, and you just dump all of your points into magicka or stamina respectively. Once you do that, then you need to choose correct skills. So it can either be combination of your class skills and weapon skills, or weapon skills only. Everything can work. You just need to be mindful of what you are scaling about. A lot of times you also get things like, I'm still using, for example, this and this. Those are both skills that scales with magicka, because I'm using magicka to use them, but they are buffs and debuffs to the enemy. The debuff to the enemy gives some damage over time, but also decreases resistances, so I'm doing more damage. The buff on myself is giving me some unique effects. It is giving me crooks and it is giving some explosion while I'm doing damage to the enemies. So I am not using my main resource onto this, but I am priming my enemies, kill them more quicker, and I'm making my own spells to be stronger. Makes sense. Now if you combine all of this together, suddenly your character is quite working. Now of course you need to pair it with the weapons that are corresponding with your main stats. Now because I am stamina based builds, I'm using 2 daggers and I'm using bow. I'm not using staffs, even though my kit is essentially mage-like. Meaning, I am well aware that sometimes in combat I will need to be weaving my auto attacks, which is another can of worms. Now essentially what you want to know is, in this game, whenever you don't have anything to press, you have your spells. What I want you to do is you're going to be using auto attacks. Now the auto attacks do 2 things. First, it does damage. Second, if you do heavy auto attack like this, then what happens is your respective stat that this weapon is using is plunged. So, if I'm out of stamina, I can just do heavy attacks and get some of the stamina back, which is very handy in combat. Now, of course, my weapons are scaling up my stat. Now, if you combine all of this together, the class will suddenly start working. But that's not all as well. The most armor that you find in the game, for example, this 2-throw jack, is giving you some set statistic. So even the lowest pieces of armor, even the armor that you find in like dungeons or open worlds in the old locations, they still give some set pieces. So what you want to do is you just check in for the stat that you like or the set that you like, and you build it up. And it doesn't need to be like some sort of advanced set from, I don't know, Morrowind or elsewhere or anything like this. You can take a set from one of the original locations and still make it work. It's just you need to have set, right? And everything is part of the set. If you want to min-max, you have exactly 12 slots on your character. And if you think about it, one set will give you 5 set piece. So you can build actually 2 sets, plus you have room for 2 more. And these 2 more will come from actually pledges with Undaunted or in dungeons where you get these unique helmets and shoulders. So if you put all of this together, then suddenly you have a character that is maxed on stamina in my case, have 2 sets of armors and 1 unique set from the dungeon bosses. And in itself it is very strong, and I'm not even having like some optimized min-max sets. I have just 2 sets that I like, that were easy to obtain for me. I put them together, enchant it, I put together the helmet and a shoulder, and suddenly I have a character that is pretty strong and I can do anything I want, at least in the open world. What I like about this game is how open it is. You can take your class, you can slap stamina or magicka on it, and leave it open to your interpretation on how you want to play this. There is no exception that you see, for example, Templars that are full in magicka, even though if you imagine a Templar, it's a knight in shining armor, and vice versa. You have sorcerers that are fighting with daggers and using full magicka with their summoned weapons. And all of this is actually valid, so you can actually play the way you want to play, in shorts. But seriously, use bow. Especially if you dislike the combat, just use bow. It can bypass a headache that comes out with the melee combat and trying to spell weave or combat weaving, what they call it, because the essence is that you are just casting spell like this, and in the middle of every spell you should be leaving your auto attack one, and then you should be cancelling your animations, because it's a stupid system. Hardcore Elder Scrolls players love it for whatever reason, and when actually ZeniMax tried to take it away because they think it was stupid, the players revolted, and basically ZeniMax put it back into the game. So yeah. I don't think I can get out of this place. So maybe I should go here and head to this sky shard, to this delve, and see what's going to unravel. So I'm not going to be running back to the city, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to port myself to this, sacrifice a little bit of gold, make it quicker. Last time I checked my gold situation, I have over 500,000 gold on this character alone.
You're
so
alive.
Should be
That's
surprised.
wonderful. Can we talk?
I said last time how depressing this place actually is. Like, everything is grey and cold. The soundtrack almost non-existent, just some ambiguous music in the background. Nothing to say?
Have you
Okay.
heard that King Lelorian has returned? He's going to lead the Fighters Guild now.
Okay. So maybe this is actually... Oh. Not from Canon. Oh, this is the one that we've already rescued. That's fine. But maybe this is actually the way of the game giving me a hint that I'm on the right track, because I've just seen a mage fighting off two Dremora, and we know that if we are rescuing Vanus Galerion, this is the leader of the Mages Guild we are talking about, meaning mages probably went through here. So how did I not make that jump? Hastily written note. Our trip to Coldharbour can call Lady Laurent. I do hope this doesn't prove to be convenient for Lady Laurent. She so expects things to go smoothly. I find myself separated from the others. Okay, so this is a side quest, but we need to do this. Like, Lady Laurent is a meme. I have met her in every location. In every location, there was something stupid about her and her poor butler that is like... She's basically abusing him in like levels of making him test ancient artifacts, and there is a point where you can even decide you sacrifice the butler for or his body to make ancient entity or ancient ghost inhabit him, and the ghost instantly goes to serve Lady Laurent, and she doesn't even notice of the personality change because he realizes he is in this body of the butler and he has to serve it. Like, it's so stupid, but I love it. The Daedra have been polite so far, if not a little lascivious. Still, I'm not sure that I can fully trust them. They hold me within a tower. I will continue to write these notes and drop them from my window until I am rescued. Stibbons. Yeah. So, let's search for Stibbons. He's in this tower, and there is another ward boss, so let's try ward boss kill as well. We did one kill last time, but there was actually somebody already fighting it, so yeah. If one of my Daedra captors started making advances toward me, I assure you this behavior is entirely unreciprocated. Yeah, so they are trying to seduce him for his soul, probably. He's like, nah. That's funny. Dracula continues to woo me in a most tenacious manner. I've tried to be stern with her, but this seems to only make her more determined to have her way with me. It's most disconcerting. Yeah, he is not used to kindness, you know. Of all the people they could have kidnapped and tried to seduce, they choose Stibbons. Like, what's wrong with you? Whatever. I let Dracula know in the clearest possible manner that my heart belongs to another. She refused to accept this and made it clear that she will have me. I fear she may soon wear me down. Dear Lady Laurent, Laurent's hair must be a tangled mess by now. The climate is harsh and I haven't attended to it in days. Is he really? Does he really have a thing for his abuser? That's like all sorts of wrong. Okay, die. That beam is so satisfying if you have your Cruxis charged. Can I backstab one of them? Yeah, I can. Good. There we go. Also, so those are these minstrels are playing in the cages. I didn't know where the music was coming from, but okay. How big is this tower? It's just like 3rd floor already. Reminds me of the tower back in what was the place name? Hold on a second. Somewhere around here. Rivenspire. The end tower in Rivenspire. Oh, Dracula. There she is.
No! Simmons is mine! You won't take him from me!
Yeah, if you did change into your appearance into something that would resemble Lady Laurent, maybe you would have a chance. So yeah. Hey.
Oh, thank you. Let's meet by the Way Shrine, just east of this tower. I'll be fine. As long as the Daedra think I still belong to Dracula, they won't harm me.
Oh, he's a smart as ever. Didn't I just kill you? What the hell? Die. Come on. Ah, there he goes. You can only imagine that I'm going to earn a lot of experience with Fighters Guild in this very location. You know, the main way to earn experience with Fighters Guild is to kill the demons, or sorry, Daedra in this game. And most of the enemies in this location are Daedra. There are a lot of Daedra even in Tamriel, even if they shouldn't be, right? But a lesser Daedra can just bypass the laws, so who cares? But in this one, there's like, they're everywhere. As it should be, because we are in the plane of oblivion of Molag Bal. Okay, let's go to the Way Shrine. What did I just do? Why did I use this potion? Oh well. You know, I kinda wanna go and kill the boss now. Where is it? Oh, that's too long for a fall. Like, we have been spoiled by World of Warcraft, but I wouldn't survive that fall. I can barely survive this, right? So what do we have here? Show me. Couple of Banekians, that's fine, I guess. Remorak, Seducer. Where's the boss? I have a feeling that the boss will appear once I kill these. Well, let's get to it.
Put down your weapon. We can think of better things to do than that.
There they go. It's okay so far. They melt like butter, but... Oh, wow, wow.
Should I treat you to my whip or my rifle?
Okay, there we go. I summoned... My summon looks exactly like you, buddy. Like... Okay, let me just put in my shields. 1, 2, 3, perfect, and leave. Now, bosses like these are easy to handle. Because they're just tank and spank, and you can tank and spank with this build. I'm melting him. Don't stand in the AoE and we are fine. Slaughter had the craze. Alright. To rebound though. Here we go, ulti again. Curious though that some world bosses are very easy to handle while others not so much. Consume fragment of the Christ along with the fragment Balamatronile and the Screever and the Madness to unlock the skill stylist attunement. What the hell? Prisoner's rope. Soul Shiver. Yeah, I will deconstruct this later. Maximum stamina, stamina recovery. It's light armor. Reduces the cost of sprint while sprinting. Restore Magica. Is it Magica or Magica? To say. Activate Aelith Veil. Oh, it buffs you. Interesting. Very interesting. So with this new skill, they actually added these crystals all over the place, I guess, so you can like run around the old zones that you already cleared to collect these crystals, and these crystals in turn will let you style your spells better. That's, you know, this is how you expand your game horizontally, and a lot of theme park MMOs should take lesson in that. Because Guild Wars and Elder Scrolls are very similar in that regard, that the whole world is relevant at all times, or sort of relevant at all times, right? New zones are undoubtedly better than the old ones, even in Elder Scrolls Online. However, you can play however you want, and the max level will be always 50, and you can farm your champions point everywhere. And every location is relevant because you will get relevant loot. So the game, instead of expanding vertically, is expanding horizontally. And against all better judgment, it works. Even if they add a new zone, you can go in there with your overpowered character from the old zones and basically blast through content, but nobody cares because the story is good and there is always something to do, something to collect. And dungeons will always be challenging even if your character is min-maxed. And that gives you a question why are we still playing games like World of Warcraft and just running into the treadmill, which repeats the same circle of agony where you are strong at the end of the expansion, then you go into the new expansion, and all the time you're leveling in the new expansion. And I've experienced it recently in War Within, by the way. I was horrified as I was watching my druid, my poor druid, my beloved druid, to go weaker with every level that character gained. I got weaker, and the only way to get strong again is to grind your teeth, push through these painful levels. Level 78 and 79, they were like painful, by the way. It was, you were so weak and mobs hit so hard, and it was literally grind to get to the max level and then start grinding equipment again and slowly building up strength, and it's never ending circle. While the Elder Scrolls Online, they present a different solution. Your character will never grow weaker, but you can still have new experiences to make, which is fine by me.
Oh, it's so good to see a familiar face in this dreadful wilderness. I appreciate that you climbed that tower to rescue me. A little longer and who knows what Drusilla would have made me do.
I'm glad that I was able to help.
I won't forget what you did for me. Even a loyal servant can withstand the charms of a beautiful winged Daedra for only so long, you know. I saw a city from the top of the tower. I'll head there and try to find my dear Lady Laurent.
Have fun.
Freedom is a wonderful thing, and I'm sure that dear Lady Laurent has missed me terribly. She really is lost when I'm not around to help her.
How did you end up in the tower?
The Mages Guild hired Lady Laurent and a few other scholars and treasure hunters for some sort of mission. I was never really made privy to the finer details. Anyway, Lady Laurent had me gather her equipment and follow her through a portal.
And then you were separated from the others?
Quite so. I must have blacked out. When I opened my eyes, a winged beauty was hovering above me. She took me in her claws and carried me to the top of that tower.
It must have been terrible.
Well, it wasn't that bad. Drusilla was very kind, for an evil Daedra. But she became infatuated. My natural charms, I suppose, but the more I refused her, the harder she pressed herself upon me. I'd rather not talk about this if you don't mind.
This was literally the reverse of the princess trapped in the tower. Anyway, I digress. Let's progress further. So we do have Forsaken Village. I don't think we can scale these mountains, so this is completely walled off. And we will be able to get to this location only after the gates will open. So that means Linus must be somewhere in here. Maybe in here. Maybe he will be actually in that very tower. I love this skill. It's so satisfying. It reduces the experience points you get though, but who cares, right? There's a heavy sack somewhere. Oh, it's right beyond the... The significance of a heavy sack is you usually get 10 times of the material that you would get from normal route, and the material that you find in heavy sack is usually somewhat rare, but it's good only for crafters, so keep it in mind. Catwell's journal, okay. Heavy sack is actually, thinking about it, heavy sack is like crafter's version of the chest for what chest is for adventurers. That's a good measurement. Oh, I'm gaining a lot of champion points, but I don't want to wrap my head around the champion point 3 right now, especially not on stream. So where are we going with this? Give me the runestone. Yeah, screw you, buddy. This should be a dead end, and it kinda is. It's very easy to fall over the edge in this game, so like be careful. Oh, this is actually scary. This whole place is just levitating. It's a nightmare. I usually like locations like this in games, and this one is intriguing, but it's a little bit too depressing even for me. But okay, frost troll. What is the frost troll doing here? Abaloria. Let's go in. I do hope we will find Vanus in this delve. Might as well clear it since I'm here, but if he is not in here, then again I have no clue where to go or what to do, just like yesterday. This is the way back. We need to go. Any skills for me? No? A lot of books though. Take it. So much forbidden knowledge. Look at all of these Oblivion books. Destruction stuff, yay! Worm called Bone Lord. Okay, let's kill this one. How is the worm cult still alive? I mean, I literally killed Moneymark already. I guess these are the remnants or something. That's fine. All is fine. Some of these animations are so brutal. Oh. Anyway. That's not that there isn't much, is there? Is there even a point of going up? No, there is not really. We want the sky shard. We need to go downstairs though. So, you know, maybe we will need to go up. Does this lead? This leads outside. So this is the way towards the end of the dungeon, but if we want sky shard, we need to go through here first. So that's what we're going to do. Why is this worm called Bone Lord? He was levitating, wasn't he? What's wrong with these guys? I love getting sky shards. I only wish that every sky shard just give you skill point flat out, not just every third one. It's so makes the grind so long. And considering how vast and expansive the game is right now, it's just you're gonna get so much skill points anyway that you can literally max everything in your skill tree. It's just you need to grind for that. And you also need to grind for that with every single character that you have. So like there is a thing in a shop where you can unlock whenever you unlock a whole map, whole zone, whole DLC zone, then you can open these skill shards for your alt characters in the shop. And I was like, oh, it sounds pretty cool, but then I realized these are not accountable unlocks, they are on character unlocks, and suddenly it was pretty expensive, so I didn't touch it, and I won't. But it also means that well, really it's not that hard to farm out the skills that you need for your combat spec. It's whenever you want to try some things like crafting, archaeology, and all of those side activities where you need to grind your ass off to have all of those. That's why I'm actually one of the reasons that I'm doing what I'm doing, reading all of this in chronological order. It's not just to have it retrospectively and to experience the story, even if that is the main drive, but it has also helped me to have my main character. So I carefully chosen the character that I actually like for this sort of activity, because I am going to be playing this character. I want to have my craft on this guy. I want to be able to craft my furniture, craft my armor, anything I want, really, doing all of the side activities like archaeology, thieves guild, assassin guild, everything. And for that you need to have your character that you like your character. You like to play that character, you like how it looks, you like how it plays. It all needs to click. Because to unlock everything and try to complete every map, try to have all of the skills unlocked, all of this, it really goes in the end to... it's a lot of work. Sir Teresa, the boss of this dungeon. So you're going to die. Here, eat my ulti. So, we do have Stygian Sir Teresa's vampiric stuff. Perfect. So, we explored the Delve, we got Sky Shard, we killed the boss, Delve is complete, and it gave us nothing. Because the leader of the Mage Guild isn't here at all. So I feel like a fool now, and I don't know where to go next. Like, surely he cannot be behind that closed gate that we saw in the city, right? That will open up and will let us in for the next part of the questing in this whole location. So that should be how it works, though. Anyway. I don't suppose I can. No. Anyway, the way delves work in this game is quite straightforward. What you do is you get in, you find the sky shard, because they usually are sky shards in delves. You find the end boss, which is mostly like elite boss, not boss, elite mob. A little bit stronger. It's mini boss really. It is perfectly soloable, and then you get out. A lot of times you find quest either on the entrance, in front of the delve, in form of NPC that will give you quest, or in the delve itself in form of item that you find near the entrance that will tell you to do something, or in some cases you find an item within the delve that you need to deliver to somebody in the city. And that's basically delve finished. You can farm delves, of course, for additional armors and stuff, but usually public dungeons are better for that. There is usually a couple of delves in the location. We have 6 in this map, for example. I have them marked as explored, even though I didn't, so this must be account bound. Yeah, I did it on 22nd of April 2014, so 11 years ago. Wow. This game is old, isn't it? So maybe I will just search this Forsaken Village. But I've been in this house. I remember killing those Dremoras. Is it Dremoras? I think it's just Dremora. Seducers and their tower. It's just not going to help me either. Library of Dusk, there was this one quest. Oh. I cannot mount because I'm in combat. Great. Just gotta jump into water. Maybe this area might as well clear the delve over there. So, just to be clear, the clearing all of the delves is not necessarily part of my project. It can be if in the delve are sky shards present.
Shoot it! I want that one over there.
I'm not gonna lie, I do like how quickly they melt when I attack them. Chaotic Creatia, the Azure Blossom. I'm gonna read that, but good to know. What are you? You okay?
Thought I'd never escape.
Just die. Here we go. So another sky shard for me. That's brilliant. This is the way into the city, right? We're probably not going to be getting in the city through here, but if somebody really wanted to, he would be able to go just hop this wall. Wait, just. These mites are so ugly, just look at them. The monster design in Elder Scrolls Online, or Elder Scrolls in general, but especially in Elder Scrolls Online, they are horrifying. This looks inviting. The Grotto of Depravity. Okay. Let's see how depraved you really are in this grotto then. It's a cool splash art, gotta say. So we do have Sky Shard over here. We go straight for it. Seems like we can. Wow. We cannot sneak through, we can just run through. I know it's kind of pragmatic from me, you know. You should probably just kill all the monsters in your way, but then again, I have run through so many delves that there's no way I'm doing that. I have it kinda cozy in here. You know, the fireplace, Nice bed, the skull with a pipe on a chair, writing something meaningful. Yeah. Only thing that is missing is like a vine and glass. Then it would be perfect. So I assume that the boss will be either in this room or somewhere around here. Let's go check.
Put down your weapons. We can think of better things to do than fight.
They do seem to have fun here.
Put down your weapons. We can
But,
think of better things to do than fight.
Whoa. Couldn't die actually. I didn't think this through to die. Okay, it's fine. Fine. I swear this class it has been made for solo people, because this huge nuke actually gives you shield, this heals you up, and the shields and heals that you heal yourself with boost your damage output because you are generating your crooks. It's all just working together beautifully. I just see somebody run through. Oh, that is the statue of Morgmal. So, do we have a boss around here somewhere? No? Yes? Hello? Doesn't seem to me that there really is, so...
You look like a sturdy one. Should I... That one belongs to you. You look like a sturdy one. Should I take you to my whip or my rocket?
I'm still not seeing any boss around here. What the hell is this other player here? He did glimpse a quest though.
Put down your weapons. We can think of better things to do than fight.
Light it!
This looks like a gate with nice Molagbal face on it, but it isn't actually. So we're back to square one, aren't we? Oh? Oh. There is a quest? That's nice. There is a gun. It's actually the boss. So the other player dismissed him. That's unfortunate, and he is sitting right next to quest 2. Perfect host. Okay. Idria's loot. The name Minstrel Idria is carved on the back of this finely crafted loot. I should try to return the loot to its owner. So this is what I was talking about, one of the Delve quests. Okay, we can go out this place, but I wonder what all this machinery is for. You can tell there is some intermingling of machinery and magic because of the way the Molag Bal interacts with the world, with the Tamriel, I mean with Nirn, as he is inviting Nirn with his Anchors, if you remember. Those Anchors, those world events that are spawning in locations, and then you need to beat off the waves of enemies until it ends up with the boss, and then you beat him. The Molag Bal's like talking to you, complains, you get the loot, you get out. And those Anchors are some sort of machinery invoked by magic. So maybe the machinery in here is something similar, I don't know. But let's press into these woods.
And the wrong thing are the same thing.
Reminder Xonael. Okay, whatever.
You have come to Haj Uzith in its most desperate hour.
I don't care, I just want to find Vanus. I hope he's going to be in here somewhere. If I don't find him in here, then I don't know where to go anymore. Because I cannot proceed up here. Maybe there is a passage that would lead through here? Somewhere? Blackforge? That sounds possible. Let me get the... What's it called? Shrine? Way shrine. Always forget. Wait, we have actually... Argonians living in here. It will be almost canonical. Because Argonians in the Oblivion Sphere are actually a thing, but it wasn't during the Molag Bal era, and it was later, because the Elder Scrolls Online, lore-wise, they are set thousands and thousands years before the other Oblivion game, other Elder Scrolls games that we know. That's why they can do wonders with it. But during the Oblivion, when the invasion was the prince. So in Oblivion, there is this event called Oblivion Gates, right? Which is one of the main events. Oh, gates are opening all over Tamriel, and player goes in the Deadlands. But it is called Oblivion Crisis, and everybody was like surprised that this happened, except Argonians, because the Hist, the sentient trees that basically rule over Argonians, they knew this is going to happen, and that's why they created Argonians, or reshaped, or maybe cultivated Argonians to this cause. So whenever the Oblivion Crisis started, Daedra were invading Tamriel everywhere except in the Argonian marshes, where actually it was the Argonians who immediately overpowered all of the Daedra that came out of the Oblivion Gates and counter-invaded. Literally, that's what happened. And they literally counter-invaded Oblivion so hard that the Daedra generals started to closing the gates because they were being overpowered by angry lizards. So this was the Oblivion Crisis counter-invasion, and it was successful. If the whole Tamriel was like this, then there would be no problem with Daedra whatsoever. It's one of the funniest stories in Elder Scrolls universe. Anyway, there is a question here, but there is no Venus.
Too much to do and too little.
So, to do now, I'm going to go back to the city. I'm going to go to deliver my flute. I will try to travel directly to the east from the city, if that is even possible. And if not, that I am frankly completely lost. I don't know what to do, where to find him. Because I need to find him, that way I will restore the mage, or not restore, but establish the mage guild in the city, and that way we'll be able to restore the Hollow City. So that's the thing, right? Oh, there was one thing that I wanted to do. Well, never mind. We'll get the style next time. Oh, there is actually maybe this way I would be able to go out. We'll check it out. First we need to go to the inn to return the flute. Just not to have my journal too clogged up. I'm trying to keep my journal tidy, but also I'm trying to keep a lot of starter quests that I got over the course of the action, so I knew where to get them and how to get back to them. Some quests that I think were interesting enough.
Did you find my loot? I feel almost naked without it.
Yeah, here it
You
is.
found it! How wonderful! Oh, I missed my loot Fala so much. Oh, thank you. Oh, I feel so happy. I think I want to play a song now. Oh, Fala, let's make some beautiful music together.
Now, if I complete the quest and she actually starts playing and singing, then it's going to be...
I'm so happy I could just sing.
How did you wind up in the Grotto of Depravity?
After our city wound up in Coldharbour, everyone was scattered. I sought shelter in a cave. Big mistake. The Dremora in there, they were having some kind of sick party. Forced me to play and play and play.
But you were able to escape.
After more years than I care to remember, they gave me short rest periods every few days, but they kept my loot so I wouldn't run away. Eventually, I decided I couldn't take it anymore. I left poor Fla behind and made my way back.
Is she going to play now? No? Oh, man. I kinda hope she would. That would be like nice touch, you know. You bring back the food to the minstrel and she starts playing in the inn. No, she just keeps drinking. Okay.
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
well.
my vision dream speaks true. You are the one
Happens. What else do we have? Okay, not this way. This way would lead back to the Tamriel. There is not much in here. We need to try this gate then. Oh, it was here all along and it's all open. And look how lovely these pillars or whatever it is. It's like a dragon head. Okay, whatever, let's go.
This one and his beloved mate sought shelter, but there was none to be found. Urnabi, she didn't make it. Now I lack the will to go on. Our children will grow up without parents. They will be poor and destitute, and probably die young and alone.
How did you end up here?
This one and his mate. We lost our way one night. We followed a light in the forest and wound up in this depressing place. We took shelter in a cave to the northeast, but that didn't work out so well. Especially not for poor Ernabi.
What happened in the cave?
We were attacked by Nilokilo and his monsters as soon as we set foot in the cave. This one and poor Ernabi fought our way out and eventually escaped into the wastes.
How did Ernabi die?
This one's beloved Ernabi was wounded in the escape. She died before we could reach safety and find a healer. This one's claws will never be sharp again.
Oh. What a sad story. So I'm thinking, we probably should aim for this, right? The Black Forge. Is it? And there is another Dead Spinner's lair. Let's go there or discover it for ourselves. So these ones are crafting lairs actually. You can find these throughout the world. What it does is when you get there you will find a crafting station. Sometimes it's called Kedwell's Crafting Corner. I love it. And it's not like as much of a loot, but what you find in there are actually crafting stations like this. And these stations, if you would be creating something in there, you're actually creating a set piece, as you can see here. And you can read what it does: 34 armor, maximum magicka, maximum health. Well, when you cast a magicka ability while in combat, you can measure evasion for 30 seconds, reducing damage from area attacks. So this is for a tank that is using magical abilities, which is, I find it like nice. It's whatever, right? Let me actually destroy a couple of these big ones. So my policy is whatever is white I'm selling, when it's green or above I'm deconstructing it to get some materials and stuff back out of it. In my experience, the white things usually do not give you enough materials, so it's better to just sell them off. While the colored ones can give you even some enchanting materials and better stuff. So it's worth it to actually construct it. Now, if you are starving for material for whatever reason, because you want to craft or whatever, then yeah, it's probably best to just disenchant everything. Sorry, not disenchant, but deconstruct everything. Disenchanting is in World of Warcraft actually. And it's similar, but not entirely the same thing. Let's refine some of the materials, shall we? You can see throughout the refining process I'm actually getting a lot of side products. Which is nice, obviously. Also, if you are deconstructing things that you didn't collect in your collection, then it will automatically be collected, so you don't have to worry. The collection is another interesting thing. You can literally use currency that you find mostly for running dungeons, but in some other places as well. And you can use this currency and reconstruct some items that you've already collected before. Then you can take these items and enchant them. So you start on white, but you can also crank it up all the way to legendary. I think I do have a pair of legendary daggers, right? I'm calling it legendary, it's basically yellow. I don't know what the actual names are, but let's call the purple epics and blue rare, green uncommon. You know how it goes. I think it's a great way to actually engage with something meaningful while collecting stuff, because that way you can also, it's account bound, right? Anything you bind to your collection is account bound, so later you can craft these for your alternate characters as well, which is super useful. It also means that whenever you have a set you want, you can just craft this set for your alt, and your alt is suddenly super OP. You can imagine to be crafting your own heirlooms, right? Even though the cost of the gems is pretty costly, but if you would like to do that, you can. Since the items are actually account bound, all of the items, even though those you have equipped, they are not bound to your character, they are bound to your account, if I'm not mistaken. But maybe I am mistaken. Let me double check. No, it's bound to character, so maybe you cannot use it for everybody. It would be nice to have to be able to craft, you know, low level heirlooms, you know, crank it up to the legendary level and have it basically, I don't know, each 10 levels, or like 10, and like level 1, level 10, and level, I don't know, 25. So you could be basically using it up to level 50 and then swap it for your actual gear, but I don't know. At least I've freed up some of my space here in my inventory. And let's leave. I think we are going the right direction now. Let me take the Vayshine first. Venus, Venus, Venus. What did you get yourself into this time? I will probably clear all of these sky shards off stream later. Or maybe I will just later do a stream that is not going to be part of the series of clearing the Coldharbour quests, and just wander around, do some side quests and clear up the sky shards. That's also a possibility. Oh, we do have a raid in here. What is it? Public dungeon? It's public dungeon. It's fine.
The great and wondrous Vanus Galerion has a message for you. Greetings. This magical projection presents my current plan to my allies. Separated and alone, I decided to complete our mission, personally. I entered the Black Forge through a side door with the intention of destroying the Great Shackle beyond.
Why did you go in alone?
In case it needs to be said, the Black Forge creates all of Molag Bal's vile weapons, including the Dark Anchors and the Great Shackle. With the Great Shackle destroyed, the threat of the Plane Meld should come to an end.
Again, why did you go in alone? You can actually hear me, can you?
No need to concern yourself. I'm sure I have this well in hand. I imagine I've already destroyed the Great Shackle, and even now we're celebrating our victory over the Lord of Brutality. Yes, I'm sure that's what has happened.
I don't think that's what happened. I should go find Vanus. Sometimes I love the pragmatic responses of my character. Like, seriously. Alright. Is this the way? It should be the way, right? And it's not. It's just some glorified, I don't know, cupboard? Warehouse? Storage space, I guess. Oh. There? It's not it either. We said the side door. What side door? Hello? I don't want to go swim in the lava. I can imagine that would end only poorly. Where are the side doors? What did I miss? What did I miss? It's over there. Okay. Go this way. Cool. Yeah. It's doable. It's doable. And there we go. Black Forge. I can't believe I missed the whole open gate to the east of the city. I didn't think it was possible. What did you get yourself into?
You there, please. I need your assistance.
Are you another magical projection?
What a ridiculous question. I am the Great Mage's essence of health. The Daedra captured Vanus. They plan to use him to power the Great Shackle.
Perfect.
To prevent this, Vanus divided his essence into 3 fragments.
What can I do to help?
Vampires feed upon this essence and weaken it. Kill the vampires and collect the energy they siphon from me. Restore that energy to me and I can easily break free of these flimsy bonds.
You know, you didn't think this through, right? One would say that the head of the Mages Guild would be more smart than just rush alone into Black Forge to destroy a legendary weapon only to make himself a fuel for it, but whatever. What are you exactly?
When Vanus Galerion was captured, he cast a spell that divided him into his 3...
Okay, shut up. Let's kill the vampires. Where are they? Somewhere around. Vampire Ravager is already dead, so I'm not alone here. We do have other players now. We need more vampire skill. So vampires in Sphere of Molag Bal are actually super canon, because most vampires in the whole Elder Scrolls universe are actually not descendants, but they were created by Molag Bal. The process of creation wasn't pretty. The mother of all vampires was created by Molag Bal actually forcing himself on a human female. And that way the first vampires were born, and this way they could spread the curse and slowly plague the whole Tamriel as we know them now. There are some instances of vampires that are created differently, I think. I'm not very familiar on that lore, but most of the vampires are directly, well, quote-unquote gift from Molag Bal himself.
You have returned. I had almost given up hope.
I have recovered your stolen energy.
Yes. I can sense its reinvigorating presence. Give it back to me and I shall free myself. Follow my light to the slave quarters. Then we can recover our essence of stamina.
So follow the light, got it. Slave quarters. Perfect. It's interesting with the vampires though, because we know there are vampires that are essentially good in the Elder Scrolls universe, right? For example, Count Ravencrest, then the one that we met in Ravenspire, is essentially a good vampire who is mostly protecting the Tamriel against bad vampires and bad factors, right? So I wonder if these are the vampires that have been created differently, or if the fact that you have been created by Molag Bal doesn't make you necessarily evil. But then again, what is evil? Like, Molag Bal in this instance is literally evil, but for example, when you meet him in Skyrim, well, not him, but his mace and his whispers, he is a sinister entity for sure, but he just gives you the means to do whatever you want, essentially, because the mace is a strong weapon and helps you on your journey. Well, Molag Bal is mostly an evil entity, but we do have a lot of Daedra princesses. Sorry, not princesses, princes. And some of them, like Meridia for example, are not essentially evil in their core. You could argue that Meridia is almost purely good Daedra, right?
I sense the time to reforge the essences of the Great Mage has arrived.
How can I help you?
The essence before you has been used to feed the slaves and keep them working. Talk to the slaves and convince them to release my energy so that I can break free. If the slaves refuse, there is another way.
What another way?
The slaves' taskmaster used a device to rip away my energy. The device can recover the energy, but doing so will destroy the soul-shriven you target. However, the device only works from a distance. Get too close, and you can't target a slave.
Okay.
I hate this so-called existence.
I need you to return the energy that was fed to.
Not a chance, dunghead. It was given to me. Go find your own.
If you give it to me, I can use it to destroy this forge.
Well, in that case, just make sure you shut down this damn forge.
I can use actually persuasion and intimidation on these.
I saw you eyeing my fire. It isn't very warm, but it's all we've got. Go find your own fire, stranger.
Will you give me the energy they fed you?
Why? You don't look like you need it. Without it, I'll grow weak and wither away. Wait, that's what you want to happen. You want to hurt me.
This won't hurt you. If you give me the energy, I will help you.
It will? I don't know. All right, take it. Take it and leave me alone.
I wish we could take longer breaks, but the work never ends.
The energy they fed you, I need it back.
And what will you give me in return? What do you have that will keep me whole and strong enough to do the work that is required of me?
I'll destroy this place once I get all the energy back.
Oh, and how will that help me? No, this doesn't sound like any deep. I wish.
Okay, let's intimidate you.
Oh, so high and mighty. You think to take the place of the Taskmaster, do you? Oh, very well. Take it and get out of my sight. some of us have to work for a living.
Don't run off like that again, Alexis. You know that I worry so.
Alexis? Who is Alexis?
Are we playing a game? Is this a new game, Alexis? You know how much I love games.
Will you return the energy that was fed to you?
Dear Alexis, why would I do such a thing? The energy makes me strong. I haven't felt this good in such a long time.
I need that energy to save a great mage and stop Molag Bal.
My dear Alexis, don't say something.
Okay, so I'm not going to pay you 347 gold, that's too much. And I don't like your smug face.
Escape? That's easy. Waiting for the right time to make your move? That's where the difficulty comes in.
I need the energy that was fed to you.
And how will that help this one see the escape plan to fruition? This one thinks you should bother someone else now.
Give me energy, I'll rip it away from you.
Always with the violence. Your kind so predictable. Very well. Take it.
Right, so... where is this device he was talking about?
Please, you must restore. What can I tell you that you don't want to do this?
Okay, you don't have it. It's fine. So he said I need to take it from afar. But... oh, there is Essence Extractor. Taskmaster... oh my god. Just... well, there we go. I'm not going to give you 350 gold, that's my gold.
Did you succeed?
I recovered the energy from the slaves.
The great mage himself couldn't have done any better, but don't tell him I said that. After you return my energy, I will break free. The last fragment is trapped in the foundry. Follow my light and I'll show you the way.
There goes the Magica. Okay, let's go around these traps. Let's not burn ourselves down.
The pain. It's exquisite. But this has to end. The great mage must be made whole again so we can finish our mission.
Mm-hmm. How do I get you out of here?
4 seals contain the magic that binds me to this machine. While this essence is locked in place, they siphon my energy into the forge.
You thought you divided yourself so they couldn't do this to you.
Vanus divided himself to prevent them from using his considerable energy to power the Great Shackle. It didn't stop them from plugging this essence into the forge, however. Unlock the 4 seals and I'll be able to escape this...
I see. Okay. easy enough. So many books everywhere. It didn't take Molag Bal to be so educated. But I guess there is nothing like good poetry in between torturing mortals, right?
The bindings. They feel brittle. Less powerful.
I unlocked the binding seals.
Then these bindings can no longer hold me. This essence will join you, and then we can find the physical form of the Great Mage.
Where is Vanus Galarion's body?
Through the boiler tunnels waits the mighty Guardian, Kothutwilk. Defeat the Guardian and open the cage that holds our physical form. I can lead you to the Great Mage. Just stay close and follow my light.
It's very comfortable, actually. Just following the lights. Wow. Almost died. If I understand correctly, we just need to kill the big bad buddy. And we do have Vanus. And then maybe the city is restored and another section of the map will open, which is perfect. This is the one he was talking about, so...
Insolent intruder! The mage belongs to me!
Where is the... boiler room? They stuck him to the boiler room. Does this make that mob that I just killed the janitor? Oh, there he is. Can you tell? No. Oh, he is just a body, right? So stamina, health, Magica, and he's renewed. There he is.
And vitality. Welcome back. And now stamina returns. How I've missed you, old friend. Ah, much better. Now, follow me out of this foul place. Then we can talk. Perhaps I shouldn't have attempted this by myself.
Perhaps you shouldn't have, true. So this is the Great Shackle.
Yes, the Great Shackle, where the plane meld begins and ends. I thought I could deal with it on my own, but I was wrong. You have restored me, released me from captivity. With your continued help, we can end this threat once and for all.
Okay.
The time has come. The Great Shackle must be destroyed.
What can I do to help?
Stay close and follow my every command. Taking down the Great Shackle, The primary conduit for the plane meld requires precision and the careful application of destructive spells. As it so happens, I am a master of destructive spells.
Let's go, let's try the Great Shackle then.
This won't be easy. Is there anything else you want to ask me before we move out?
What else can you tell me about the Great Shackle?
What can I tell you that isn't obvious? The Great Shackle is the ultimate version of Molag Bal's Dark Anchors. A massive weapon capable of completing the plane meld of its own accord. It would be a fascinating device if it wasn't so terrifying.
Is that a plan you want to share with me?
They wanted to use my energy to power the shackle. That indicates to me that the shackle utilizes some form of energy. Disrupting that flow of energy may be key to destroying the Great Shackle. I'll know more once we get inside.
Then let's get moving. If we pull this off, then the Molag Bal is going to be pissed, right? Look at the enchant of my weapons.
The shackle sends metaphysical chains of energy across
So
the
beautiful.
planar chaos to latch onto our world.
Could you walk any slower?
While the Dark Anchors have been able to pull
Oh my
portions of
God.
Nirn into Coldharbour, the Great Shackle has the power to steal our entire world.
Yeah, get it. The Great Shackle bat. We need to destroy it. Move. I hate the developer that invented the walking animation. Seriously.
A barrier spell on the door? How pedestrian. Give me a moment and I'll open the way.
Uh-huh.
I must be weaker than I thought. That took a lot out of me. Once we get inside, you take the lead.
Okay, perfect. Just let me loot those real quick, and we can go. So where is this
I
Great
need to
Shackle?
conserve my energy for dealing with the shackle. So I leave the hacking and slashing up to you. We need to locate the source of energy that provides the power for the shackle.
Those Montclair traders ambushed the guard at Hinald Farm. I heard a stranger happened along and saved them all.
This reminds me of the delve that we've been in.
Remarkable.
It's very similar
This
layout.
could be very interesting. It appears to be similar to the cage I was imprisoned in at the Black Forge. Examine this pedestal and tell me what you make of it. No! What have you done? Oh, wait! You reversed the energy flow. Good work! Now go upstairs and find the other conduits.
Okay, I hope you're going to be okay on your own. I'm telling you, if I get back here, only for you to be kidnapped again, I'm going to be slightly irritated. Because this way would be no good, except there is a mini-boss over there. Let's go this way.
Is someone out there? We could use a little help in here.
Can we in here? Gonna be it, right?
I appreciate the help, and I won't forget this. I'll return the favor one day. You can count on that.
Oh, you don't look so good, though. Oh. They made the Soulshriven look like... The Soulshriven are basically bodies without a soul. Sometimes the body is perfect, it is very rarely. That's what all the characters, of course, happen to be. This is how you begin the game, as a vestige, what they call it, which is basically perfect body with no soul. Most of the time the bodies without the soul do not end up that perfect. They end up looking like very depressed zombies, and instead of thirst for human flesh or like brains or anything, they are more like very lethargic and depressed zombies. Except Cadwell. Cadwell is like the special
You
one.
there, over here! Would you be so kind as to open this cage?
Sure, sure.
You have my thanks, friend.
It's a Nord in a full Nordic armor, even. Okay. Oh, it's being powered by an Atronach. That's cool. I presume instead of Atronach they wanted to slum Vanos in there. Alright. Should be everything. So maybe we just move outside. Can I just jump down here? Again? And I jumped into the water, which means it didn't eat any health from me even. That's great. Oh, Kedwell is here too. That's good.
We meet again, fellow knight. Wonderful day to sally forth, wouldn't you say?
How did you get here?
Oh, you know, a hidden path, the odd secret door, and Bob's your uncle. Here I am. I heard you were going to attack the Great Shackle. That's a quest worthy of a knight of my stature.
I never expected that reversing the conduits would cause that poor creature to explode. Ah, well, live and learn. This door leads to the Great Mooring. We're almost there.
So those two that we rescued are helping us now, which is good. I love the splash art. It's good when you know what's going on. You see like Kedwell and the
Let's
Linus.
move out! The Great Shackle isn't going to destroy itself, you know!
Okay, so this is the Great Shackle.
Come at me, vile shackle. We're going to give you a damn good thrashing.
Defend me while I cast this extremely powerful and fantastically impressive spell!
It's like they're not even trying to be serious at this point.
Keep them off me. I have to concentrate, and even the least distraction can be disastrous.
Well, that did it. No.
Deal with those creatures. Must I do everything on this mission?
Let this be a boss, please. No. More luckies. Okay. There he goes. Go. This is one downside of the Arcanist. You stack up your flux, and then you dump it into your channeling spell and they just interrupt you, and then you lost it all. But just cast 3 spells and you have your flux back.
I need more time. Don't let those creatures get past me.
They're still coming? What? Okay, let's observe. Oh, it actually did something. It changed visually. I like it.
I did it! The great shackle has been shattered! The threat of the plane meld is no more!
Jolly good. And as soon as you deal with the planar vortex, everything will be right as rain.
What? Explain yourself, man. What planar vortex?
The shackle formed a planar vortex, kind of like an oblivion straw that will suck Nern right through and into Coldharbour. Quite amazing how I knew that.
Enough! We can discuss this back in the Hollow City. I'll open a portal before this entire place collapses on top of us.
So we just made it worse. Perfect.
Hello.
We have accomplished great things this day, my faithful friend.
It's the Great Shackle destroyed.
Was there ever any doubt?
It was
Between
kinda
your
though.
skills and my formidable magical prowess, the destruction of the shackle was a foregone conclusion. We aren't finished yet, however. Cadwell claims that we have more to do if we are to truly save Nern.
It is wise to trust Cadwell.
I would love to explore this lost city, but apparently we still have much to do. This planar vortex that Cadwell describes concerns me greatly. Let's head inside and formulate a new plan to deal with this danger.
What are your thoughts on the current situation?
If what Cadwell says is true, our job isn't finished here. And I'm positive we got the Daedric Prince's attention at the shackle. He won't be too happy about what we did to his toys. That means we need to hit him before he hits us.
What do you suggest?
I need to consult with my colleagues in the Mages Guild. We need to gather whatever information we can on this planar vortex. I hate going into a situation blind.
Anything I can do to help?
Let the mages inside know that I'll be joining them in a moment. I need to finish with Cadwell and the groundskeeper first. I don't know about you, but I find them both to be more than a little, peculiar.
Well, one is the crazed old man who somehow overcame all the odds in the Coldharbour and his existence as a shriven, soul shriven rather. And the other one I'm pretty sure is Avatar of Meridia, so yeah. Let's go in.
You must be the person who rescued all these people. We were part of Varnus Galerian's group before. Well, before everything fell apart. We appreciate everything you've done for us.
Is this all that made it back?
The four of us, yes. There were many more, but, well, you've seen it out there. Even our fabled leader was lost to the harsh plain of Coldharbour. We're all that made it back.
I rescued Vanus. He wants to speak to you all.
What? You've got to be kidding. I saw him being torn away. There's...
Ah, my old friend.
You must be the person who... What?
Oh, never mind.
What? It can't be!
So good to see you all again, my friends. I'm glad we all made it here safely.
Varney, you're alive. That's wonderful.
Ah, dear Nalia, my heart fills with delight at the sight of you. Yes, I am safe.
Where have you been, old friend? Trying to win the war all by yourself again?
Well, yes,
kinda did, yeah.
but I ran into a bit of trouble. Our friend here showed up and lent me a hand.
Well then, you have our thanks. I'm not sure we could have gone on without Varnus.
Cheer up, dear Nalia. I'm here now. But our mission isn't finished. We have to destroy the planar vortex and end the plane meld.
Do you have a plan, old friend?
I know what we need to do. I'm just not sure how we go about doing it. We need to discuss this with the Fighters Guild. We need a council of war.
Okay, so we can finally talk to the groundskeeper. Maybe this means we did actually restore the city. We did. Good.
Meet me in front of the cathedral when you are ready to launch the attack. Time is no longer on our side.
Pretty sure she's the avatar of Meridia. Anyway. No. It's a water. I don't know what I was thinking. Maybe because I wasn't. Should have just took the road like everybody. Wait, there is actually bard performance now. The bards in Elder Scrolls Online are a delight. Whenever you hear them sing, it's like great.
The son of King Rancer's traitor general.
So,
Ah, look around you. See how the people brighten the streets with their very presence. It is good to have this place inhabited once again.
where did everyone come from?
Your actions have caused beneficial reactions. Those you saved found others on their way to the city. And the mages have opened stable portals to Nirn, bringing aid to Coldharbour. The city thrives, thanks to you.
Why was I summoned?
King Dinar and Vanus have begun to rally the troops. They have called for a council to meet here in the Hollow City. There are decisions to be made, plans to draw up. The time for war fast approaches, and we need to be ready.
Are there any others out there that need to be rescued?
I sense other lights trapped in the darkness. Their exact locations are hidden from me, but I can hear their desperate pleas for help. You must choose. Will you seek out more allies, or will you allow the War Council to begin?
Where are King Dinar and Vanus?
You shall find the Ayleid King and the Mage inside the cathedral. They await your arrival. Once you enter the cathedral, the preparations for the final assault to save Nirn will begin.
Okay, so if I enter the chapel, we'll push forward the rest of the zone quest. We are actually 6 out of 11 in, so we are nearing to the end, and I think this will open up, meaning I will be able to explore the rest of the zone and ultimately push the assault against the Molag Bal himself, which is nice, you know, but I think this is all that I have in me today. Apart from me wandering lost in the western zone when I should have go to the east straight away. This has been a very successful stream. We actually pushed the story forward, and I think in the next stream I will be able to finish the zone completely, and then we will do the Cadwell's Gold and Cadwell's Silver missions, which means the zones for the other factions, meaning in my case Aldmeri Dominion first, and then after that the Bonhart Pack, because as a member of Daggerfall Covenant I have Daggerfall Covenant already completed, and most of it you were able to see about 3 years ago on my other character when I ended up in Alakir Desert, which is, I believe, out of the 6 zones of the Covenant. With that said, I'm going to end the stream here. Thank you for watching, and I hope it looks kind of peaceful now, isn't it? I hope you will have a wonderful rest of the day, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.